Hey friends, Kevin here, and I just got this in. This is from Hulkman Battery Jump Starter. They call this an Alpha 85. I can tell you just by the weight of the box, this thing is heavy. So this should have a good capacity. Now the company was nice enough to send this to me in order to test out and share with you. So let's get this thing out, see what we need to do to set it up, and then I'm going to take it and put it through some real stress test. Quite nicely packaged. Some stickers and an instruction manual, and this instruction manual is as large as the unit is. That looks pretty detailed with pictures and nice large print. I've bought a lot of jump starters over the years. I've tried out a bunch more. I can tell you this thing is solid. This may be the heaviest of any that I have actually used. Instructions again printed in the lid, but there are also instructions printed right on the back of the unit. So we have a couple of cables with this. We have this little USB to USB-C, which is the most common. You can plug this into whatever you normally use to charge things with, little wall warts or computer, whatever. They also include a regular wall adapter, which is something that I have not seen or gotten with a battery jump pack in a long time. 12-volt adapter in here so you can actually power a 12-volt device off of this battery pack. There is a big heavy cover on this end, which is where the 12-volt adapter will go, and also is going to be your charging ports. It's nice to have the ability to do this. To me, this is kind of a bonus. But if you need to run something that is 12-volt and you need to be out, so maybe you have something like a little tire air compressor, instead of going and trying to string this around and put it in your car, you can just plug it in here, run it off of this. And over on this end is going to be our main port for the cables. And as far as these cables, it takes a fair amount of pressure to open these up. So these should get a good grip, which doesn't really matter as much with a top post battery, but if you have to deal with a side post battery that's hard to get attached sometimes, yeah, I think those are quite nice. And all of this is a kind of rubbery coating. This will only plug in one way, so you can't do it wrong or get it backwards. Go ahead and take this protective cover off. You can see out of the box we are over 70% charged. We have a second button on here for an emergency light. We can put that into different modes. Nice rubber covered buttons. Just hold that for a couple of seconds to turn it on. A couple of seconds if you want to turn it off. Big bright display. Everything about this so far appears quality, but the only thing I really care about is how this is going to do in the real world, jumping some batteries, jumping off some vehicles. So let's go find out. There is just something on. So this did fine on that big 6-cylinder engine, but I want to really put it to the test now. This vehicle has set for years. I know it won't start, but it will crank, and the goal is to see if this will crank fast enough, because this thing has a monster 460 Ford big block engine in it. In addition, this battery in here is completely dead and at least 10 years old. So let's see what this will actually do. Alright, no display at all, so this does not realize it is even hooked up to a battery. And this is what happens with a lot of jump starters. Now there's a way around it that you can boost this, and that is to hold both of these buttons for about 3 seconds. And now you will see it will shoot a charge in there, be able to recognize this, and it will stay like this, I believe, for about 15 seconds. So in this time that it is like this is when you want to jump in and hit the key on this vehicle. There we go, you can hear it making noise. Buzzer is on in the vehicle. So even with a completely dead starter battery in this old non-running car with this monster engine, I believe it turned that fast enough that if we had this other problem fixed, this car would be able to start, fire right up. That is a really nice feature in being able to use this on a battery that is completely dead, which you run into those situations sometimes if someone has left their headlights on for a couple of days. Yeah, if this Hulkman can handle this, it can handle probably just about anything you could throw at it.